What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Clippers Latest, where we talk all things LA Clippers, quick, fast, and to the point. I'm your host with the most, Brandon Goggins, back here with another incredible episode for you today. And speaking of incredible, I hope that you guys' day is going incredible so far. And if you're watching this at night, I hope that you had an incredible day today and have an incredible day tomorrow. We have a lot to talk about today. Obviously, I'm a little late, but better late than never, right? Today will be a media day episode for the most part. I just want to talk about some of the highlights that I saw on media day, some things that I took away. Don't worry, this won't be the only episode covering it because there's so much to unpack and so much to cover. But today we are going to be talking about these things, starting with, oh my gosh, guys, it happened. I didn't think that it could happen, but the Clippers finally posted Kawhi. It felt like forever since we'd seen him on official pages, you know what I'm saying? We just talked about this, and to make it even better, he was pictured with Clippers legend Lou Will, and it was great to see the big two names connected in this franchise within the same shot, you know, two Clippers legends as is in their own respective ways. I don't care if you don't consider Kawhi a legend, I do. But obviously, the biggest part of Kawhi's media day was him finally speaking publicly about all the allegations about aspirations. This was his first time addressing it since the news broke back in early September, and everybody was waiting to hear what he was going to say about this aspiration deal. And what was his response? He said, quote, "I don't deal with the conspiracies or the clickbait analysts or journalism that's going on." Now, that's classic Kawhi right there. Short, to the point, not letting the outside noise shake him. And look, I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? You already know how I'm feeling about Pablo. You know what I'm saying? We ain't paying attention to none of that. None of that nonsense. You feel me? He also added that this is old information and just new to us. And I feel like that tells us that he's been aware of this for years and has already moved past it. Obviously, he even said that he welcomes the NBA to investigate as much as they want. That sounds like a guy who's pretty confident he and the organization didn't do anything wrong. And, you know, I believe the claw. You know what I'm saying? Kawhi, I believe you. Honestly, seeing him speak that calmly while also being, you know what I'm saying, back in his Clippers threads, it made me even more excited for the season. Sometimes you just need to see the franchise player locked in again to make sure that he's still, you know what I'm saying, in the right headspace, and that's exactly what we got. I'm ready to see what Kawhi is going to unleash this season. I feel like all of this noise is only amplified and ignited a fire under him to want to go out and, I was going to say a word that starts with K, but I'm not sure if I can say that here. But I hope that he goes out and dominates is what I really hope to see. Some other people that I do hope go out and dominate are some teammates of Kawhi's. Another storyline from the other day's media day that stood out to me was how much the teammates were talking about each other. This made me like really happy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of excitement inside that locker room right now. John Collins, he couldn't stop praising James Harden, calling him a pick and roll maestro, and he's quite literally right. I mean, James Harden has made a living out of the pick and roll offense. He literally thrives in it. And Collins is built to finish in that system. And I feel like the fit is too clean, too compatible, and I think that they're going to be a dangerous duo come that pick and roll. It's going to be scary. You remember John Collins pick and roll with Trae Young. No diss to Trae Young, but James Harden is a better point guard than Trae Young. Okay, he's a better point guard. I said it. I don't care. You know, leave your thoughts in the comments if you have anything else to say. We don't have to talk about that. But we remember James Harden in Houston with Capella. You know what I'm saying? Throwing them lobs up to Capella. Go get it. So I think that John Collins can be better than Clint Capella was. At least more versatile, more athletic for sure. So I don't know, man. That's going to be dangerous to watch. Another duo that I'm looking forward to watching is Chris Paul, who also had his moment talking about how hyped he is to be with his teammate Bradley Beal. He said that they've been close because of their work in AAU coaching. You know that they both have their own teams. They're very elite teams. If you play for one of their teams, you're probably good. But Chris Paul said that being NBA teammates is a whole different story, a whole different experience. And now they get to build something real on the court, in the locker room, off the court, just, you know, night after night, just building that camaraderie as they share the same team. And I feel like that's kind of where it gets poetic because if you remember 2 years ago, these guys were traded for each other. Um, it looked like they'd never share a locker room because Chris Paul going to the Wizards at age, what was it? How old is he? 41 or is he 40? Nah, he's 40. So you would have been like what, 38? You know what I'm saying? Seeing a 38 year old Chris Paul go to the Wizards, who eventually, opted out and went to the Warriors. We thought that might have been it, but Chris Paul is still playing. He's back in the Clippers uniform, and it's all come full circle because the person that he was traded for, Bradley Beal, has also moved on from the Phoenix Suns and joined the Clippers as well. And that's that's music to my ears. Saying the Suns downfall, the Clippers rise. I always like it when a Pacific rival goes down. Not to this, but I'm just glad that these two have reunited on this team. They're here in LA chasing a title together, and the scriptwriters go dumb. Sometimes the NBA writes its own storylines. And then this whole jersey number deal, Bradley Beal has worn number 3 his entire career, but so has CP3. I mean, what I'm saying? It's literally his nickname. You get what I'm saying? So Beal stepped up and switched to number 0, letting Chris Paul have number 3 to close out his career. And that was a class move and a good sign of respect by Beal. And, you can spin it as symbolic. The first assist that Beal gave to CP3, and that's just the start of many more to come. So excited to see what we can see out of those two. They clearly are happy to be aligned with one another, and I'm happy that they are aligned with one another. And somebody else that I'm happy about is Big Zoo. You already know what I'm about to talk about. Media Day gave us a look at Ivica Zubac, and my boy, he looking a little different. You feel me? He looking a little different. Big Zoo said his goal this offseason was to lose fat, but to also gain muscle. He wanted to be lighter but stronger, and he said he feels exactly that, stronger, quicker, and more in shape. And just looking at him, it passes the eye test. Like, you can see it. He looks slimmer, but he looks more toned, still big enough to, handle the tough bigs in the league. And this is exactly what you want to hear as a Clippers fan, because a stronger, faster Zubac is a difference maker. And I mean like a significant difference maker. He can still hold his ground against other centers in the league, but now he's in a better position to where he can keep up with these smaller and faster lineups as well. Obviously, there are going to be some very short centers that he may match up against. Teams like to go small ball Warriors, but he, for the most part, will be able to keep up a lot better than he would last year. Think about it. When the Clippers faced against teams that went small, Zubac would kind of struggle to keep up sometimes. If he really is quicker while still maintaining his strength, that literally is a game changer. Like, literally game changing. Like, it will change games. Like, you get what I'm saying? But I'm calling it. This could be the year that we see the best version of Zoo that we've ever seen. And if that happens, it takes this roster up to another level. And I couldn't be more excited to see it all play out. But he's going to have to earn that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just going to be given. If he has slimmed down, he still has to work for it. And it seems like the Clippers coaching staff is making sure that not only he, but the whole team is working for it this season. Because I want to talk about them making their presence felt on day 1 of training camp. I said that we were going to talk about media today, but this is something that I just couldn't pass up. The Clippers coaching staff all showed up wearing shirts that read, "Get the F-U-C-K back." And literally, yes, it was spelled just like that. But, the F-U-C-K were spelled vertically, spelling out an acronym, obviously. And here's what it meant. The F for floor balance, the U for urgency, the C for 3 C's, consistent, communication, and concentration, and then the K for no, we lost to Denver because of transition. This is about one thing. It's clear that they are trying to emphasize transition defense. It was a major weakness for us last year, especially in the playoffs against the Nuggets. We went to 7 games with them. We were very gassed, and it showed. The coaches are making it clear that it's not going to be swept under the rug this year. And Ty Lue said that it was even Jeff Van Gundy's idea, which to me doesn't surprise me at all. This is very Jeff Van Gundy coded. It's clever, it's funny, but it's also effective. And the K part cracks me up because it's so long and specific, but like it's the point. Like it grabs attention and forces the players to remember exactly why it matters. This is the kind of visual that's in your face, and it reminds you that it gets the message across. You know what I'm saying? It gets a message across, saying that if we want to win, we can't be giving up these easy buckets in transition. We simply can't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's a new season, and that bad habit has to die now. Right now, today. So, yeah. Media day and the start of training camp was packed. You know what I'm saying? Kawhi spoke out. New teammates praised each other. Zubac showed up in shape. And the coaches sent a clear message. But this is just the beginning. And it already feels like the energy within the Clippers team is different. And I'm very excited about this team. I've been talking about how hype I am. Preseason starts very, very soon. These guys are about to be playing basketball. Man, the time is here, man. Like, bro, this channel is about to go so crazy, bro. I promise you guys, I am about to come in here with so much to talk about each night. Each night that I can, that is. With recaps, with, stats, highs and lows. We might, implement some segments in here. I'm just really excited for what we can start doing with this once the season begins, because the off season, you're trying to figure out what you're going to talk about. It's only so much that goes on in the dreadful months of summer, but at least it was summer, and we still made it work. But now the season is officially underway, man. Things are about to pick up, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. But that's going to do it for this episode specifically. Like I said, we're going to have more to talk about in the next episode and the episode after that, more than likely. But let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you think about the coach's message tease? What do you think about Zoo's transformation? Did you see it as well? How do you feel about these new duos already forming chemistry? I personally love it. If they're forming chemistry now, we already have 2 duos within a team that enjoy each other's play style and enjoy each other's, company. So half of the battle is having chemistry. So we have that there already. So I'm excited to see it actually come into fruition. And then let me know you guys' thoughts on Kawhi's comments regarding the aspiration deal. The whole investigation thing going on, you already know that is an ongoing thing that we're going to probably continue to talk about as long as it's relevant. But not anymore for this episode, because that's going to be all. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed, and of course consider subscribing if you're new. Y'all be easy, y'all stay sleazy, and y'all always keep it a capital PZ. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Y'all take it easy.